An absolutely stunning day here in Aspen, Colorado for the Winter X Games. Welcome to the Women's Ski Slopestyle Jeep Slopestyle course. Hello everyone, Uncle E alongside Jen Hudak, Tom Wallish in the mix down below giving us the reporting. And what we have on tap for you here is an all-out throwdown showdown, the ladies super slopestyle finals. I'm all excited for it, getting word tangled and everything. So here's how this whole thing is shaping up. A Chamber of Commerce type of day. Absolutely beautiful here. The course, absolutely in pristine condition. A little fresh snow. The features up top we'll talk about are going to be a little slippery. Big jumps down below are going to be awesome. Jen, who are some of your favorites after watching training?
Man, training was already exciting, but I am looking to Tess Leda from France. This girl is on fire. She has a really creative line through the rail section with that 1 foot slide. And then down below, she's been locking in this double cork and stomping it every time. Super consistent. So she might be taking home a gold today.
And the storyline is progression. No one has landed a double cork in competition on the ladies' side of things. There's your 8-pack, Emma Dahlstrom, the smooth veteran. Skiing without poles today, we'll talk about that. And then Maggie Voisin, 15 years young, 4 years ago, walked away with the silver. She's here, she's healthy, she's ready to get it on. What do you like?
I mean, Maggie and Devin are definitely hungry for that gold. No U.S. athlete has ever taken gold in women's slopestyle at the X Games. So they're going to be throwing it down today, no doubt.
And some features, of course, this is the Jeep Slopestyle course, so they've brought one up. They've covered it for protection. You'll see some athletes probably slide across the Jeep box, and that's how we roll out here. And it's time to get the show on the road. We're going to get it on here, first and foremost, with a Swede at Torsby, Sweden. A quarter of a century young, a gold in her second appearance here on this course. She's skiing without poles. Is that some sort of ritual she does, Jen?
Emma has skied without poles for quite some time. It's just her preferred way. There's no requirement. Nice little switch up there on that down rail. Coming in switch to this flat down, 270 on, oh shoot. Not quite getting that. She seems to be okay. She's gonna have to look to run 2 and 3 on that one. But Emma does have a gold medal in this event from 2015. So this woman knows how to get it done. She knows how to perform under pressure.
Yeah, her 7th X Games appearance, she's smooth. So let's talk about the format real quick. She's just gonna run through this now, check herself at the door, regroup, go back up top. So talk to us what happened on the rails.
Here's a look. She just got a little bit bucked backwards when she was going for that switch up. She was trying to take her skis from pointing to the left to pointing to the right and just didn't quite get it executed. So she slipped out. And like you mentioned, those rails are slick. It is a lot harder to manage than you would imagine.
All right, so Emma will throw that in the trash, head back up top. Here's the actual format, so it's right in your face. 8 skiers, 3 runs each, looking for a perfect 100, which we've yet to achieve in either men's or women's on slope. And the judges, headed by Mike Atkinson, are looking for an overall impression. We will keep hitting on what overall impression means, and simply put, there's 6 features. You've got to be clean, you have to have the details, and you have to have variety all the way throughout. So let's go to a 15-year-old now. It's pronounced Jenny Lee Bermanson, but she likes to be called Jenny Lee. And she's going to get it going right now. She too is without poles, 15 years young, on one of the biggest stages in sports.
Coming in forward here, 270 onto that down rail. Really nice so far. Also choosing to go for that flat down, getting the switch up nice and clean. Coming into the rainbow rail. A little switch up there to switch, looking over the right shoulder into this first jump. Reaching back for the tail grab, letting go a little bit early, but landing really nice and clean on that switch 7. Over the left shoulder, switch 900. Also not quite cleanly getting the grab, but landing pretty solidly into the left side 720. Pretty solid run. Like you mentioned, youngest competitor in the field, her first time on this X Games stage, so I'm sure she's flushing some adrenaline through those veins right now.
Yeah, well, at 15, you know, look, she has no expectations. She's a rookie. She's not been here before, and she's the youngest at the X Games period. And historically, we've seen some great performances out of the young guns because there's no expectations.
Absolutely no expectations, nothing to lose. Reaching back for that tail grab, holding on to it for a second, and finding the landing, putting the landing gear down. That'll be a solid score for her first run.
Sorry, yeah, you'll hear 7s, 9s. We'll break down what those spins are. 83.66. Jenny Lee Bermanson in the lead thus far. So let's break down the course animation for you. Up top, features known as rails. They're long and they're slippery. Mike Douglas always said, put your shoes in Crisco oil and try to slide down a slide at your local park. It ain't easy, but these ladies make it look simple. Second feature, you have 3 different options there. Let's show the judges what you're made of, and then into some kink rails. What's so tough about a kink rail?
Man, you really have to know how to balance yourself perfectly over your feet so that when you make it through the change of angle, you stay centered.
Let's talk about the jumps. 55 feet, they grow in size as we go down the hill. That's to the sweet spot, so you got to clear some distance. Then we add a little bit more to you, 10 more feet, 65 feet for feature 5, and then we get down to the ever-impressive third and final jump. What's it called?
This is our favorite, the money booter, where all the big checks are cashed. 70 feet again to the knuckle, but these girls have to travel 80-plus feet to land cleanly.
Well, Devyn Logan is getting ready to drop it first. Let's have a look at how Devyn skiing has truly evolved.
On the tray. Hi, I'm Devon Logan and I'm 24 years old. I'm originally from Long Island, New York, but grew up skiing in Mount Snow, Vermont. So I got started in skiing at a super young age because I'm the youngest of 5, so my family was going up to the mountains every weekend. My brothers were going to competitions all across the East Coast, and I was following along, and so my mom just figured, why not? Just put her in with the boys. Having 2 older brothers that are professional skiers, they do more the film side, the backcountry of skiing, the big picture. My brothers have really pushed me. They've made me try everything sooner than I probably would have, but having that extra little push has really brought me where I am here today, and I'm very grateful for them, but don't let them know that.
She just exudes Vermont, is the best way I like to sum it up. You know, she's a silent giant. She's the only competitor here in the ladies' side of things doing all 3 events. So triple threat, triple duty out of West Dover, Vermont. And she's ready to get things going here. So let's see what the rail features have for Miss Devyn Logan.
Nice 270 off that first rail into this flat kink. Looking over the right shoulder, coming in switch, getting the switch up. Trying for the 270 out, not quite fully making that rotation, so landing with her skis a little sideways to the snow. Coming off switch on the rainbow rail, setting herself up nicely for this first jump. There's the switch cork 540, landing super clean, coming in forward to jump number 2. There's the classic Devyn Logan 540 Japan grab, known for her smooth style and going big. And there is the left side 540. Landing cleanly, safe run for Devyn, but a solid run.
Yeah, and up top on the rail features, you just want to make sure you're cleaning it. One thing to watch is if you're going to be sliding on the rails, take it all the way down to the very bottom, like right there. Come off clean, no body parts dragging onto the jumps.
There we have that 540 Japan grab, reaching down, getting the grab cleanly, looking over the left shoulder into this bottom jump, and then the switch left 720, landing perfect.
Yeah, she got an extra 180 in there, so you'll hear 180 and 360. Obviously, 360 is 1 full rotation, 720 is 2. You hear 900s, that's 2.5 rotation. We may see some 1080s out here today with some off-axis maneuvers. So we'll lead to it. For you first-time viewers, welcome into the Jeep Slopestyle course. We're looking at Isabel Aspen. Isabel's out of Park City, Utah, her 2nd X Games, and she's coming in switch, or backwards as we refer to it, on the Jeep box onto the rail.
Nice and clean 270 off that down rail in the first feature, opting to disaster 270 onto that flat down rail, so skipping over the whole first flat section, and then a nice switch slide up that trap. And coming into this first jump, nice cork 900 there, landing cleanly, getting the tail grab, looking over the right shoulder for the switch 900, coming in forward to the money booter. What does she have? Finishing it off with a left side 720. Really good run from Isabel.
So we'll talk about the right side and the left side. You hear Jen mention that. That means which way are they spinning, to your left and to your right. That shows that you're capable of variety and comfortable both ways. It's what it's going to take to get on the podium.
You know, Isabel looked really confident and strong going through that rail section, just taking a lot of speed through everything and making sure she gets all those rotations. She's locking onto her grabs on the jumps. Everything's looking pretty good. A little bit backseat on that final landing, but overall, I think that's going to be a good score.
A lot of the riders wear mittens, as Candido Vex called it, because they say it's easier to get the grab with a mitten than a glove. That's a personal preference. And score in 88, she slides into first place. A lot more here for the Jeep Slopestyle course. We're just getting underway here in Aspen. Welcome back to the Jeep Slopestyle course here on Buttermilk Mountain. We're looking at the women's ski slopestyle finals here, X Games Aspen 2018. Uncle Lee alongside Jen Hudak, Tom Walsh down in the mix. It is all about Miss Atkin right now, Isabel Atkin. 4 competitors have gone, 4 more to go in round number 1, but Isabel holds the lead score at 88. But now we're going up top to Sarah Hoffman, our eldest in age skier at 27. She started skiing full-time at 23. This is a remarkable story. She's got a bachelor's degree in neuroscience, right? Then she decided, hey, I'm going to start skiing full-time now. And here she is as a rookie on the big stage. What do you know of this young lady, Jen?
I know she's got both-way double corks, which is something I'm very curious if we're going to see go down today. Nice 270, coming off a little bit early on that flat down rail, but seeming to hang on to it and maintain speed into the rainbow rail. 270 off, coming in switch, looking over that right shoulder, setting up for the switch right 720, getting the mute grab the whole way through. Now she's looking over her left shoulder, showing her ability to spin both ways, landing the switch 540, coming into the money booter. Oh, nice Misty 720 again, just locking onto the grab. I mean, this girl has certainly studied neuroscience. She knows how to like get those synapses firing.
Yeah, 27 years of age. She's doing double duty out here. And so rails, we're going to pick these apart because that's what the judges are doing. Comes off a little early, so every little inch on that rail matters. That's
definitely going to be a deduction. She may need to look to her subsequent runs in order to get the score that she deserves for her ability level. You got to be perfect out here. There's just no denying it. But we're seeing a lot of really cool accesses from her, rotating both in the cork direction to forward on that last jump, like the Misty, and towards the back in a standard cork.
All right, score coming in. She is down there 60.66. Hey, tonight at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ESPN, our X Games coverage continues from Aspen with the women's snowboard super pipe and the men's ski big air finals. 17-year-old American sweetheart Chloe Kim goes for her 4th X Games gold in the super pipe. All of our X Games coverage is also streaming live on the ESPN app. Tune in, check it out. That is going to be some crazy stuff.
Hej mamma, pappa och alla andra här med.
Ah. Johanna Kelly took a gold in her home country of Norway last year. She said she was starstruck and absolutely in awe. Solid on the rails and got some big jumps that we're looking forward to out of Norway.
Nice 270 off that down rail, coming in switch to the flat down, disastering to 270 off of that down part, and then coming into the rainbow rail here. Nice switch up, coming out forward into this first jump. There's the right side, 900 tail grab, landing clean, carrying her speed nicely, looking over the right shoulder, switch right 540 into the money booter. Let's see what she's got.
She's got a double. We're going to see it happen at this point.
And there's the left 9, a bit of a hand drag on that landing. The left side rotation is unnatural for Johanna, so most people have a strong and a weak way of rotating. She doesn't make either look very weak, but that might have been where that issue came from. There's a look at that nice switch 270 disaster to 270 out on that flat down. Coming in switch to that middle feature. Nice cork rotation here, reaching down for the grabs, getting it, landing about halfway down, really going big. And there's a look at that last jump, not almost over rotating it and just dragging some knuckles.
Yep, good wherewithal to try to keep the hands off the snow. Score to beat to get on top of the podium right now, 88. She's going to earn it 77, 3rd place. So again, this is the ladies ski slopestyle final on the Jeep slopestyle course. Every lady gets 3 runs. We are on the latter part of run number 1. We go to Test Le Deux out of La Plagne, France, a home of many superstars like Kevin Roland, 3-time X Games gold medalist in the pipe. And she's taking a deep breath right now. doing a little visualization. What do you do before your runs here sometimes, Jen?
I visualize my run before every time I drop into a half pipe or slopestyle course. Ooh, a little bit, not quite making that rotation. Coming into the flat down, nice little switch up there. Her strong suit is definitely on the jumps, but that right there, that 1 foot slide over the rainbow, pretty technical. A little bit of an issue. Switch Misty. Ooh, 900 right there, getting her mute grab, coming into the second jump, right side, whoa, super corked, 720, landing clean, into the money booter, left side, double cork, ooh, 900.
There we go.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Left side double cork, 1080. The first woman to throw this down today. It's putting the pressure on.
Yeah, that is
no doubt about it.
First landed double cork by a lady in competition, and that just shows her skills and prowess. A little, she can clean that up a bit, but let's talk about these jumps. Look at the composure in the stomped landings.
Yeah, that was an impressive switch Misty right there, and here's a look. Reaching back for that tail grab, getting super inverted there, letting go, spotting her landing, making sure she's setting herself up really well for this double cork down below. And there's a look at that left side double cork 1080, getting the safety grab. Again, just taking a peek at that landing, making sure she's gonna ski on out.
Well, set a little history in the name of progression here. How will the judges award her? 88 to climb, above 88 to climb on top. Double cork. She's off-axis corked a couple different ways, and unfortunately, she's gonna have to clean up the upper part and maybe a little cleaner on the jumps and some grabs. All right, next up, we have a young lady named Maggie Boyce, and before she drops in, let's have a look at her with athletes and wranglers.
Hey, it's Maggie.
Hey, Maggie Voice and Jack Matrani here with X Games Shuttle Service. Just got the tie hack. Where are you?
Hey, wait, hey, you just passed me.
Oh, my bad. Coming back. There you are. You had a little surprise X Games silver medal when you were only 15 years old.
Coming to my first X Games and getting a silver medal was, you know, it's hard to describe. Growing up, X Games was the event that I always have wanted to go to. To come out at my first one and pull out the silver was absolutely amazing.
So what's it going to take this year? X Games 2018.
It's going to be some of the biggest runs you've ever seen by some girls. And for me, I've just tried to always, you know, keep focused on me loving what I'm doing every day and just having that freedom. Hopefully I can put down a good run.
You will. Good luck, hug. We'll be cheering you on out there.
Gotta love that. Love what you're doing every single day. Social media all over the place at Maggie_Voice in X Games Day 3. It's getting closer and closer to go time, and it is go time.
Oh, I'm up here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Time to get it done.
Love the natural sounds. Again, this is what we call the Chamber of Commerce type of day. Coach, come on, cheering on. So no U.S. woman has ever won a gold out here, so Maggie has a great chance at it. She's a strong contender, good on the rails and good in the jumps. What are you expecting to see, Jen?
She is super solid with her style and grabbing. I think that's what stands out most to me about Maggie's skiing. She was the first U.S. athlete to qualify for the Olympics this year. She's been super consistent. Nice switch up on that rainbow rail. Coming in forward into this first jump. Right side, reaching back for that tail grab, getting the 900. Checking her speed a little bit into this second jump, so speed is not an issue today. There is the switch 900. And what is she gonna have for us down below? A nice rodeo 900.
Styly too.
That was rad. I thought she took off so slow and smooth. I thought it was gonna be a 5, and then she just whipped that thing right around.
Yeah, she has a whole lot of training with the U.S. ski team in their facility called the Center of Excellence. We'll talk about that more, but up top, rails, how'd they look?
They looked really clean. She carried a lot of speed that stood out to me. Everything's looking good. I mean, she reaches back for that tail grab, gets it, checks her speed into jump number 2, and still has plenty of speed to make it to a money spot in that landing. Coming in forward to that bottom jump, and of course, you saw the money booter. Great run from Maggie.
Yeah, so Maggie earning a 92.33 out of Whitefish, Montana. The American taking the lead and holding it strong right now. Crowd and family stoked, and here's how it shapes up after run 1 of 3 on the Jeep Slopestyle course. Maggie Voisin out of Montana, USA in the lead. Isabel Atkin, the newcomer, with an 88, and Yenny Lee Bermanson in that bronze medal position. A lot more still coming at you here in Aspen. It's heating up. They're flying high, and we're ready to get this on. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Emma Dahlstrom ready to get things on. Did not have great success on the rails up top. Maybe some pre-game nerves, get it out of the way. She's really solid on the rails, and so far so good.
So solid. That switch up on that down rail is super impressive. And here, 270 on to switch up, coming off forward, cleaning that this time. She had some issues there last run. Nice 270 out of that rainbow rail. The cork left side, 720, landing super clean, just over the knuckle, coming into jump number 2. Right side, 540, showing she can spin in both directions, looking over that left shoulder, coming into the money booter, and the switch, 720, tweaking out the mute grab. Much improved from run number 1.
Yeah. Crashed on the rails, got it all together. She's a smooth, very aggressive competitor. Been doing this since 2012. Her maiden voyage was 7th place. And right now you see the grabs. For you folks that are watching this for the first time, it's not a requirement to have poles. Does that give it an advantage or not?
You know, some say that it gives you an advantage for grabbing, but I always like my poles for balance. So, you know, she seems to have it figured out.
There's the mute grab, made famous by Johnny Mosley. First thrown by J.F. Couson. And scored to beat it. Well, she got an 80, so that's sliding her into 4th place just off the podium. And that's Emma Dahlstrom.
Over 3.5 points away from the podium.
All right, I'm Christian Pondella, based in Mammoth Lakes, California. I'm pretty excited and honored to have my photo as a final contender in the ESPN Zoom Gallery for a potential gold medal. The shot was taken on a trip last year to Alaska. The picture's with Michelle Parker. We were there with Chris Davenport, Jim Morrison, and myself. Primarily just ski mountaineering and spending about a week in the mountains there. In this particular image was early in the trip when we were climbing a couloir that was primarily had a lot of blue ice on it with a ski line next to it that we were going to climb up and ski down. So to get this shot, I hiked out onto the ice to incorporate some ice in the foreground and shoot a photo of Michelle as she was climbing up the couloir. And thanks a lot.
Well, pretty darn cool. The X Games Zoom contest is a fan vote contest celebrating the best in action sports photography. You can check out the photos on site here at X Games Aspen and also online. So go vote for your favorite by visiting xgames.com/Zoom. The winner gets an X Games gold medal and a prize purse of, what, $10,000? That's a beauty right there. Well, Christian Pondella, I've known that guy for quite some time. Great to have him on that thing. Hello, everyone. This is Ms. Jen Hudak. I'm Uncle Lee. We get the pleasure of talking about the great sport of skiing. This is women's ski slopestyle in the Jeep course. So far, USA's own Maggie Voisin back with a vengeance.
Absolutely. Like we mentioned, a U.S. athlete has never won this contest, so she'd be making history today if she can hang on to that.
Yeah, who else are you liking out there?
Man, you know, there's so much good stuff happening. Emma Dahlstrom just put down a great run. Tesla Duh had that double cork 1080, so she needs to clean up the rails if she wants to take home gold.
Yeah, so Kelly Silderu, who won the last 2 golds here in Aspen, had an injury back in August down in New Zealand. We will not have a repeat champion here, or back-to-back, I should say, so it opens the door here. We're also in an Olympic year, so these ladies are gearing up for the big show as well.
Absolutely. There's a lot of pressure on their shoulders, but there's nothing like the X Games stage, so I know they're all in quest for that top spot.
Yeah, can't blame it on the conditions whatsoever because it's bluebird, beautiful, little fresh snow. Can't give props enough to Snow Park Technologies. Gunny and his crew doing a great job. Well, let's start run number 2 of the men's ski slopestyle course. The Jeep, women's Jeep slopestyle course. And Yenny Lee Bermanson is all of 15 years young, and she is on it right now. Rookie, she's gonna represent her country in South Korea, and she is on course right now.
Coming in switch to this flat down. Making it all the way to the end. No spins like we're seeing from some of the other women. There's a nice switch up to 270 on that rainbow rail, increasing her technicality there for sure. Switch right side, 720, not quite getting the full rotation on that. She's gonna have to call that one a day. Look to run number 3.
Yeah, you're putting your feet down and you just mess up your timing, bottom line, and you see she's opting out, not to, you know, potentially have something haphazardly go down. She's in third place right now, so third and final run will be everything for her.
Here's a look at that 270 onto that down rail. So difficult, such commitment. 270 off, and then a little bit mellower in that middle rail section, but there's a look at that switch 7. Just not quite getting the full rotation and also just landing past the knuckle. So she'll definitely have to clean things up in run number 3. And yeah, I mean, at 15 years young.
She's a freshman, right?
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, freshman here, but also a freshman in school, the 9th grade. Let's go up top. The triple threat, Devyn Logan. Did pipe, she's doing slope. She'll do big air tomorrow. She's out of Westover, Vermont. Let's see what she has on her second run. Currently in the 6th spot.
Devyn had a clean run in run number 1, but not the most technicality on her jumps. Nice switch up there, 270 off of that flat down rail. Coming into the rainbow, cleanly sliding it, taking it to switch, and looking over that right shoulder, the switch, right side, 540. To the right side, 540. Landing super solid, as she always does.
Switch into the final Buddha, rotates it a couple times around.
And the switch left, 720, same run we saw first time around, so not sure she's gonna improve too much on that, but still really solid skiing from Devyn.
Yeah, so if we're not seeing the 900s, any of the corks, a potential double cork there, you're at home, you're getting an idea of how the judges are looking at this. So these are definitely challenging jumps, but are they as difficult as our first, second, and third place competitors?
They're definitely not quite as difficult as some of the other jumps we're seeing from these women. But, you know, Devyn's getting her grabs super cleanly. Always happy to be on 2 skis.
Yep, earned a silver medal in the slopestyle over in Sochi. She's headed back to South Korea doing doing slopestyle and half pipe there. And she improved just a little bit. She's in 5th now. Hey, Sunday, our X Games coverage from Aspen continues on ESPN2 at 2 o'clock Eastern. We'll have the women's ski big air. Watch Devyn throw it down, and the men's ski slopestyle finals. Nick Gepper, Ken Worthy, they're the ones to watch. And then at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on ESPN, it's the men's snowboard super pipe and snow bike best trick final, something new. All of our X Games coverage is also streaming live on the ESPN app. I'm excited for that snow bike. That's going to be really cool.
Just training.
Okay, this lady had the lead for a brief moment until Maggie went down. Here we go with Isabella Atkin.
One thing that really stood out to me is just the confidence with which this girl is skiing right now. Nice 270 off of that down rail, coming into this flat down, disastering 270 to switch. One of the only women we're seeing choose that trap feature there. Setting up for this first jump. Looks like she's got plenty of speed. There's a switch 720, or sorry, was that a 900? Getting the tail grab. And there we go into the switch 900. And down here, she was a little back seat on run number 1. Oh, adding an extra 180 there. Not gonna be an improvement. Reverting around really quickly, that's what we say when you land a little bit, not quite on axis, and then just keep the rotation going once your feet are on the ground. But that's right, she's got one more.
That's right, judges want to see it clean when you land it, ride it all the way out down to the bottom, showing composure and control. But for a young gun, 19, pretty solid on the rails up top. Hails from Sugarloaf, Maine, same mountain as Seth Westcott, and now lives in Park City, trains out there. Yeah, gets an extra rotation in there. And what happens down below?
Here's a look at that left 9. Reaching down for the safety grab. Looking pretty good, but then right here is where we see some issues. Her feet, she's just barely putting them down, not quite hanging on, and then she's just flipping it around to forward. So hanging on to that first run score.
Yep, so she'll hold on to an 88 right now. One more to go for her. We also have Maggie Voisin right now in a great spot. The young American looking for her first gold medal, and America's first gold medal as well. We'll be back after these messages.
One of the coolest things here at X Games are the fans. I'm in the X Fest with a super fan, Hayden. Hayden, this is your first X Games. How is it going for you?
It's going amazing, thank you.
What are you looking forward to most?
You know, I'm really looking forward to supporting the athletes. They come here right before the Olympics. We get to know who all the athletes are and get kind of an up-close look at them when it's their venue and their arena.
Are you guys excited for X Games? Woo! You've seen it first here at X Fest, but there's more action to come.
Thanks. Thank you so much. The dancing expert, Victoria Arlen, having fun in the crowd in the mix on a beautiful day here. Jeep Slopestyle course, women's ski slopestyle final. The yellow means they still got some runs to come in run number 2. Maggie Voisin rhymes with poison. She's throwing down the heat here with a 92.33. Everybody else is chasing her. So a lot yet to come here. What's going through the mind of the competitors after their first runs a lot of times, Jen?
You know, you have to reflect on what you think the judges are rewarding you for and where they are deducting points, and then see if you need to make any changes to your runs. So Sarah Hoffman here came off early on one of her rails, but had killer jumps, so she's definitely going to have to clean up the rail section.
Yeah, and took away the Crystal Globe in slopestyle for FIS, which is the governing body of all things skiing. There's a World Cup. There's a lot of qualifiers that happen in the States at the Grand Prix, and this is the biggest stage here. This is these athletes' Olympics a lot of times, and it's called the X Games. Here we go. The 27-year-old throwing it down.
Clean through the first 2 rails in this section, coming in switch. That's where she came off early in run number 1, so definitely an improvement so far. And then we switch 270 into the rainbow rail, looking over that right shoulder into the switch right 720. One thing that stands out is how long she holds her grabs. And there is the other direction, the switch 540. Let's see what she can do down below. And there is the Misty 720, stomping it, landing halfway down that landing. Really impressive run.
All right, so if we break this apart, remember it's a game of details and as well as progression, as well as what you're doing difficulty-wise, spinning to your left and your right. How are the rails up top?
The rails were much improved, but she did come off a little bit early on the rainbow rail, as we just saw. I don't think it was quite as bad as her first run, so I think we will see an improved score, but I know that she wants a little bit more.
On the jumps, landing a little bit high there. I'd like to see it landing a little lower for the sweet spot, but down below here, the Misty, I mean, she's throwing it over her shoulder, going forward, getting the grab in, and how about the landing?
Just fully extending, and on the landing she opens up a little early. I think she went a bit bigger than she was expecting, but still, you know, lands clean, stops it.
Yeah, we'll see her in big air tomorrow as well, so doing the double duty. Sarah Hoffman slides into 4th with an 81.66. All right, how about this one? Johanna Kelly on deck to go next. Let's check out what Johanna skis when she's on the hill.
Hello, my name is Johanna Kelly. I'm a professional free skier, and this is what I bring to the slopes. The most important thing I bring on the hill is my helmet. It's nice to protect my head. And then I bring some Oakley goggles, and always bring some pairs of my lenses if the weather is going to change. Bring 2 pairs of gloves, 2 pairs of face masks if it's going to be wet and cold. And then if I have a long day on the hill, I bring some snacks and something to drink. It's always nice to have some extra.
Built in a little redundancy, depending on what the weather is. Her name is Johanna Kelly. From a small village called Donbass, about 2,000 citizens in Norway. Won the gold medal in her home country in slopestyle last year, and she said she was just amazed at how much reaction, how much love she got from her home country. So here she goes on the rails. Ooh, off just a little tricky there.
She just got caught up on that flat part of that rail. Nice switch up here, 270. Again, not quite getting the full 270 rotation. A switch up on the rainbow rail, coming in forward. There's the right side 720, landing cleanly, plenty of speed, checking her speed into jump number 2. There's the left side 9, just barely over the knuckles, maybe a little bit too much of a speed check there. And here is the switch right side 720, really cool axis, landed cleanly, but I do not believe that's an improvement over run number 1.
Okay, so we break it down once again. She's on the jumps down below, spinning left and right up top, changes it up, comes off a skosh early. We've seen a few now, so you know what you're looking at.
Here's a look at that jump Reaching back for that tail grab. Locking on for a second, letting go a little bit early, but putting the landing gear down. Again, just coming up a little bit short, right on the knuckle. So she'll be looking to take a little more speed into those jumps in run number 2.
Yeah, I think with that knuckle drag there, she's not going to rise above the score she has presently. Up top, we call that the hat, brought to you by Monster. Voisin, Atkin, Bermanson, there's the top 3 right now on this Jeep slopestyle course. Women's ski slopestyle final, and she'll stick with that 77 that puts her into 7th place. All right, let's head back up top now. We'll go to France. Tess Ledoux coming from the same village as Kevin Roland. And I'll tell you, at 16 years, she's got a fantastic career already laid down. 2 silvers last year at the X Games, both here and in Oslo. Let's see what she has up top.
She's cleaning up the rails so far. This is where we saw a few issues for Tess in run number 1. Shoot, coming off early on that flat down. We'll see if she's gonna continue this run. The one-footed slide, coming in switch into jump number 1. Yeah, scrap in run number 2. But man, she came out with some heat on that last jump in run number 1 with her double 10. So she'll have to look to run number 3 if she wants to put it all together.
Yeah, Tess Ledoux, right now, she's in that 8th spot, so we know she's capable of it. A couple of silvers last year as a rookie when she was 15, and world champion in 2017 at the World Championships, and there's just straight air. That's what you do when you first go off these jumps for the first time, right? You just figure out how big it is.
Yes, yeah. Preferably you follow someone that's already figured out the speed. That was always my approach.
That's great. So the progression of these ladies, it's just gone on and on through the years. You know, Sarah Burke was one of the pioneers of slopestyle, pushed for it in a lot of these events, and we always pay tribute to her out here. All right, let's go back up top. Our current leader, she's in a great spot right now because she holds the highest score at 92.33. And we're looking for great things out of Maggie Voisin. What do you think she's going to do with this run?
Man, I think she's just going to try and take it up a notch. Clean everything up, go a little bit bigger, maybe add a rotation to some of the jumps. Ooh, or rails. Ouch. She was going for the 450 onto that flat down there, but didn't quite get the full rotation before her feet made contact.
Yeah, they come at you real quick. They obviously are slippery, so down she goes. Again, she's our current leader. Maggie Voisin out of Whitefish, Montana, 19 years young. Took a silver at her maiden voyage back here in 2014. Surprised even herself, and right now she's just gonna regroup and go back up top. What happens after a crash like that with your mindset?
You gotta just shake it off. Tell yourself you've done this right a lot more than you've done it wrong, and move on. You know, they can be really slippery, and they can also catch you up if you hook an edge on there. So it looks like she kind of landed at 360 instead of 450, and then hooked her right ski underneath the rail, center soaring.
Yeah, did a classic Pete Rose slide on the way out. All right, so she'll put that one in the trash can, hold on to first place still. Score's not going to mean much, but Tom, you've got Maggie down there right now. Take it away, Tom Wallish.
Yeah, Maggie, a little fall up top. You're sitting in first, though. What do you got planned for this final third run?
Gonna go out and try it again. Yeah.
You got it.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Maggie. I didn't catch all of that, but I think she said, I'm doing well and I'm in the lead. Awesome. Well, more from the Jeep slopestyle course when we come back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Well, once the action stops on the slope, we've got a little bit more bonus footage. That's right. Action Jackson, our own Jack Matrani, will be thrown down late night to bring you bonus footage of cool interviews and what Jack Matrani does best. So stick with us all day, all night. Gonna be good. Jeep slopestyle course. It is the women's ski slopestyle final. We're in Aspen, Colorado. Bluebird, beautiful day, and this is how it's shaping up competition-wise right now. USA's own Maggie Voisin leading the charge, and the only lady in the 90s, Isabel Atkin, newcomer representing Great Britain, but living in the USA. She's got an 88. And Yenny Lee Bermanson, rookie, youngest lady here at the X Games, is thrown down in third place. However, we've got one full run, 8 ladies to come on down the course here. And we're going to start things off with a gal who had a little bit of an issue back in April, Emma Dahlström from Sweden. What was that issue there, Jen?
Emma Emma is a warrior right now. Only 9 months out of a reconstructed ACL surgery that she had in April, and she's looking really, really strong, not showing any sense of doubt or hesitancy. Really solid on that flat down, coming off a little bit early. Nice 270 out of that rainbow rail. And see if she can figure the speed out a little better. Nice cork 720.
If you're just joining us, this is women's ski slopestyle final. Emma Dawson in her third and final run. She's in 5th place right now. Final jump.
And there is the switch left 720. Landed solidly. A little bit of an issue on jump number 2. She just barely made it over the knuckle, almost even landed on the knuckle. I don't think this is gonna push her into podium contention, but really, really happy to see her skiing so well after coming back from an ACL surgery.
Yeah, onto the jumps, you see the wind up switching to her, sliding over left side, getting corked off axis, and she's back at all, touching any body parts. The judges are hypercritical because it's where the sport is today.
But really tweaking out that mute grab on that switch 7 at the bottom. And Emma's style is just so good. It's so fun to watch her ski.
Yeah, this is her 7th X Games appearance, so a veteran. She'll be representing her country over in South Korea, but right now we're here in Aspen. Jenny Lee Bermanson, 3rd place right now, 15 years of age, our youngest competitor, men, women, boy, or girl here in Aspen this year. And as a rookie, we've talked about it before, as the youngest, you know, she's a freshman. She's in 9th grade. Were you doing this as a freshman?
No.
No. I mean, it's crazy.
It's not.
So she's doing the rails right now. She's in the bronze medal position. She's going to have to lace it nice and clean on the rails and into the jumps.
Coming in switch, cleaning up the rails so far, looking pretty solid. Here's that switch up on the rainbow rail to the 270 out. Remarkably difficult to do, though she makes it look pretty easy. There is the switch 7. Landing cleanly, looking over her left shoulder, showing she can spin in both directions. Landing the switch left 9, not getting a grab in there, but setting herself up nicely to do a lovely 720, getting the tail grab on that one. Pretty solid skiing from Jenny Lee.
Yeah, if you're a first-time viewer, switch is in reference to going backwards, and left and right means which way they're spinning. 720s, 2 rotations, a 900 would be 2.5. And we're talking 270s, that means you're going sideways and you're spinning 3/4 of a way off. So a lot of numbers, just trying to educate you as best we can.
A little bit of a note about her switch left 9. That was something she just learned in practice. So I was a little bit critical there, saying she didn't get her her grab in there. But you know, it's tough when you're learning a new trick and putting it into a contest run to get it all at once.
Yeah, for Jenny Lee, or as mom called her, Jenny Lee, she'll most likely stay in that 3rd place spot with an 83.66. But again, we leave that up to Mike Atkinson, head judge, with 5 others there. They take the high and the low, they throw it out. They average the middle 3 scores. And right now they're seeing where that factors in with the rest. Again, this is Jenny Lee Bermanson out of Salem, Sweden, in 85. Stays in 3rd place, so it was up just a skosh.
Up just a skosh.
All right, guess what? The Celtics are playing the Warriors, NBA Saturday primetime. And maybe a finals preview, who knows? The best in the East taking on the Kings of the West. Kyrie and the Celtics battle Steph Curry, KD, and the Warriors. Our coverage begins with NBA Countdown at 8 Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific on ABC. And you can always watch both on the ESPN app. I am a huge Dubs fan living in the Bay Area. I tell you what, they are a new dynasty in a big way. Watch out, Celtics.
All right, Devin.
All right, Devyn Logan. Love this gal. Just Vermont strong, 0 attitude, but an immense amount of skill and experience on every type of course on snow. Here she goes for her 3rd and final run, standing in 6th position.
Devyn is the only woman here competing in all 3 events in X Games, slopestyle, big air, and super pipe. Really clean through the rail section so far, and we'll see what she has for us below. Switch off of the rainbow rail, setting up for this first jump. Super smooth, reaching down for the Japan grab, and just making it over the knuckle. I don't know if this course is slowing down. It's seeming like there's some people having a little bit more issue with the speed out there, just barely making it over the knuckle.
Yeah, was the sun coming out and slowing the snow down a little bit?
It is possible. Here's another look at that, reaching down for that safety grab, getting it, but then just not making the landing.
That is not the sweet spot. That's not where you want to land.
And that's unusual for Devyn. She's usually one of the ladies that never has an issue with speed.
Well, a triple threat. We'll see her in big air tomorrow afternoon on ESPN2. So, as well, she's headed over to South Korea to try to better her silver medal that she got in Sochi. The next 4 ladies we've got coming up down the pipe. Watch out. Going to be impressive is Isabel Atkin, Sarah Hoffman, Johanna Kelly, and Tess Ledoux. See if she can go from 8th place all the way up to the top. Welcome back, and it's that time of year again, the 68th Annual Pro Bowl, Sunday at 2:50 Eastern, 11:50 a.m. Pacific from Orlando. It's the AFC versus the NFC as usual on ESPN and ABC with a special Spanish language production on ESPN Deportes. You can also watch live on the ESPN app if you're on the go, because now it's available on mobile phones. Cool. Mike Tomlin and the Steelers staff, the coach of the AFC, while Sean Payton and the Saints staff lead the NFC. The likes of Derek Carr, Alex Smith, and Big Ben Roethlisberger are the QBs for the AFC, and slow, easy Drew Brees, Russell Wilson, and Jared Goff out of the Rams. They're QBing for the NFC, so check it out. All right, well, here's where we're at. Women's ski slopestyle on the Jeep slopestyle course. Maggie Voisin with 1 run remaining. She's leading the charge for the USA. Isabel Atkin from Great Britain in 2nd. And Jenny Lee Bermanson in that bronze medal position. Everyone you see on the yellow there, they have a run yet to go as we're into our 3rd and final run. Greetings, everyone. Uncle Lee alongside Miss Jen Hudak, Tom Wallish down below. Looking down the pike right here is Miss Atkin. And she is only in her 2nd X Games. She'll represent Great Britain in the Olympics thanks to her father. She hails out of Park City, Utah right now, and she's gonna have to do a perfect clean run with all the details she knows how to do.
Really nice 270 off that down rail, coming in switch. Disaster 270 to the flat down. And then moving into the lower part here, only female we're seeing hitting that trap rail. And into the jumps where she shines. Nice 900, getting the tail grab really clean, looking over that right shoulder into the 2nd jump. The switch right 900 into the money booter. And here we go. Woo! Stomping the left 9, much cleaner than her 2nd run, and added a rotation from her 1st run. So this very well could be an improvement on her score, whether or not it will knock Maggie Voisin out of that gold medal position. Only time will tell. Yeah, so rails up top, as we've talked about, clean them. You want to go from the beginning to the end, and she gets a little air there, a little shifty off. I like that little shifty. Right? And how about the jumps? She's looking really solid on the jumps, getting the safety grab there, taking this to 900 this time, and a bit of a hand drag. I don't know. That's going to be, you can't really give her on with a hand drag 1st place. No, so she'll stay in 2nd. Judges say if you're dragging any body part, you will not get anything greater than a 70. It's something that's been put into play, so that is the case there. All right, we move on from Atkin, who'll stay in 2nd. We're looking at Hoffman, who's on the outside looking in 4th place. Hails out of Geneva, Switzerland. She started her full-time skiing career at the age of 23. Jen, talk to me about how difficult that is in this day and age of the young guns. Oh my gosh, well the peak of my career was when I was at 23, and I'd been doing it for a long time. So I'm always amazed by these athletes that get into it a little later in life, and Sarah Hoffman is one of them, and she's not holding back whatsoever. Nice 270 out on that flat down. Looking over the right shoulder into the rainbow rail. Nice switch onto the rainbow rail with a 270 out. Lining herself up nicely for jump number 1. There is that switch 720, again, holding that mute grab all the way through. The left side, switch 540, stomped and looking to send it to the moon with the Misty 720. Stomped super clean. I thought maybe she'd take it to 9 this run, just trying to up the ante a little bit, but that was a really good run. Clean, good variety up top, the jumps. Technically proficient, put the feet down. Hoffman, a bachelor degree in neuroscience, so she's got that going for her. And then the rails coming off clean, no body parts dragging on the jumps down below, dropping the shoulder in front and then locking into the grab. What that does is helps the rotation move around, keeps the composure all together. You see her opening up just a touch here, and judges like to see just a touch more composure with those hands down by your hips there. So little nuances here. And her 3rd run goes up a touch, but not enough into a podium spot at 83.33. All right, so 3 remain.
3 remain, and one of them is already on top. That's Maggie Voisin, but let's look at Johanna Kelly. Kelly, again, won a gold medal in Norway at 19 years of age. She's 20 now, and she's in the 7th place.
Cleaning up the rails so far. Nice 270 off that down rail. Disastering 270 onto the flat down, 270 out. Switch up on the rainbow rail, coming out forward, charging into jump number 1.
She's got 2 different 900s. Will we see them down below
Right
here by
side
chance?
720, super clean. Coming into jump 2, she had a little issue with speed, going a bit bigger this time. Nice 900, setting up switch for the money booter, looking over that right shoulder, switch, right, 1080, stay out! Oh my gosh, what a legend! Oh, Johanna!
Oh, ski!
Oh, might have lost a break off that ski. Uh-oh. It hit someone. I can hear them groaning. Man, wow. So Johanna upping the ante on that money booter. Here's a look at that left side 900, getting the tail grab, putting the landing gear down, taking more speed so that she can carry more speed into jump number 3 as she goes for that switch right side double cork 1080, then loses a shoe but just spins around and skis it out on 1 foot. Like, wow, what a display of athleticism.
Yeah, so it's not a requirement to have all your equipment when you finish, but standing up helps. She fell down, so she'll do no better than 4th place right there.
Frustrating moment to almost have that.
Yeah, tomorrow on ESPN2, the women's, some of these same ladies get back at it with the women's ski big air and then the men's ski slopestyle. That's going to be absolutely ballistic, so tune into ESPN2. It is going to be good. 2 competitors remaining, and one has got a guaranteed silver at this point. Her name is Maggie Voisin, but Tess Ledoux is coming up next. There's Maggie up there. So what is that like? You know, you've won a gold before. What's that like standing up there knowing you've got at least a silver? You know?
I mean, that is a great feeling to know you have at least a silver, but we all know Maggie wants a gold.
Yeah, there's Voisin's mom down below.
It's probably more nerve-wracking for her.
Yeah, Mother Kristen just like stoked. That'll be a nice family heirloom to pass around.
So you don't have to like plug it in.
So as we get ready for this, I do want to set the stage here for you folks that are watching for the first time. This event, the X Games, the slopestyle, started back in the late 90s, right? Without the slopestyle event, what happened here, we would not have this event in the Olympics. This is the proving grounds of how you get to the big show. So we want to thank everyone involved in the early days of getting X Games to where it is, to the big stage, sometimes at the Olympics. So here we go. Tess Ledoux. She is in the last place spot. We didn't think this going into it that she'd be up against the ropes, but hey, anything can happen in your 3rd and final run as we've seen through the years. What will she need to do on this last run?
Man, she's going to have to ski with perfection here, clean up her rails, and make sure that she gets to the jump section so she can debut that switch right double 1080. So far, so good. Switch off the flat down, coming into this bottom rail. Rainbow rail, 270 out. Solid so far. That's the best top section we have seen from her. And there is the switch Misty 900, getting the mute grab into the 2nd jump, right side 720, getting super inverted. And here it is. Are we going to see the double 1080? Oh, shoot.
Getting those tips hung up right on the landing, not getting it around in time, and
ugh, that's a bummer. She's been landing that so well in training. Caught her tips coming around, just not quite going big enough on that bottom jump.
yeah, so that's going to keep her out of any sort of medal contention. There is your first American lady to win the slopestyle gold medal. I'm speechless of sorts. Maggie Voisin, a silver in 2015, and she rose to the occasion here today. We're going to see a victory lap out of her. First, we've got X Games Medical making sure everything checks out. What an exciting day for the American Maggie out of Bozeman, Whitefish Mountain, Montana.
Glad to see Tess on her feet there. Here's a look at that double 1080.
Yeah, just going for it. And you talked about speed earlier. It looked like it might have been slowing down on certain runs. Maybe she just didn't have the right amount of speed.
Yeah, it just looks like she came around right here, just catches her the tips of her skis on that knuckle. If she had a little bit more speed, she might have been just fine, but that was not in the cards today, unfortunately. It was coming around really nicely.
There is nothing fun about coming up short. If you've been in that position before, you know what we're talking about. So the crowd giving her some props and love. Smiling, beautiful teeth all still intact. Getting some love from above. Just a wonderful feeling.
Such a wonderful feeling. I have chills just thinking about it.
Yeah. So will she, is she going to do a standard run? Or is she going to do this as a training run? And she's having a tough time holding it together.
Aw, that's so happy. It's making me tear up, but that's not really that hard to do.
Yeah. Well, let's frame this up. So she shows up at the Olympics last year as a 15-year-old. She fractured her right fibula in practice.
Yeah.
A few weeks before, she won a silver here at the X Games. So her start to her career was right here. She is now putting a page in this chapter of her life, and she has earned a gold medal. Arguably what a lot of people hold in a greater position than anything for action sports. So let's just sit back, relax, and watch Maggie Boyson do her thing. You're a gold medalist from the 2018 Winter X Games ski slopestyle.
Looking really good through the rails so far. We'll see what she has for us down on these jumps. Hanging out a 360 mute grab. Certainly not trying to up her score from run number one, but having some fun out here for the crowd. Woo! Nice flat spin 540 there. Rodeo 5 getting the Japan grab. And our first ever U.S. gold medalist.
Yep, a long time coming. Well, I can tell you the likes of Sarah Burke looking down right now, just giving the praise. And Tom Wallish, get in there. Talk to the gold medalist, Miss Maggie Boyson.
Maggie, the first American girl ever to win a gold medal here in slopestyle. How does this feel?
Oh my gosh, I can't even, I can hardly breathe, to be honest, but I've been dreaming of this day for a really long time, and just so grateful.
You did it on your first run. You got to have a victory lap. How's it feel with this crowd? Your mom's here.
Oh my gosh, I'm just, like I said, so grateful. Yeah, to put the first one down always feels good, and I was trying to go for that switch 4, but I've never had a victory lap, so I just decided to chill and have fun.
Well, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Great stuff. So the first American to win gold, Maggie Boyson, and a first medal ever for Isabel Atkin from Great Britain, and Jenny, the youngest medalist at X Games 2018. And there it is. There's the gold, the precious hardware. Congratulations to Maggie Boyson out of Whitefish, Montana. Well, that'll wrap it up here for the Jeep Slopestyle course. For Tom Wallace, Jen Hudak, and I'm Uncle E. Still to come, men's snowboard slopestyle on the Jeep Slopestyle course. I'll tell you, that was a great competition there. We saw some unprecedented history-making stuff, and that's what goes on here out in Aspen at the X Games. Much more to come here. It's going to be a great day still. Men's snowboard slopestyle on this Jeep Slopestyle course, and the women's snowboard big air when we come back after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.